Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to Time's Up Fantasy Sports Talk. I am your host, the one and only Waiver Wire Queen. All right, y'all. On today's episode, it's going to be my second episode of NBA Rookie Review. Last episode was on LaMelo Ball. Today's episode is going to be about Anthony Edwards, who I think is one of the top rookies in the league. Okay, so before we get into that, go hit that subscribe button and follow Waiver Wire Queen for more on what? Sports, fantasy sports, and current sports news. How could you compete in your fantasy football or fantasy basketball league if you don't even know what's going on in the sports world? But when you subscribe to me, I'm going to keep you current and get you right with that. Okay, so let's jump right into it. Okay, before we get it, excuse the attire. I'm in the middle of a snowstorm, blizzard, or whatever they call it in Texas. It's crazy out here. It's 4 degrees. I've I've dealt with negative temps, but never in Texas. But it is what it is. I have no power right now, so I'm just trying to stay warm and just make sure I'm warm enough to get through this episode. I don't want to freeze during this episode. But anyways, forget all of that. Let's jump right into it. Okay, Anthony Edwards. A little bit about him. He is 19 years old. He's 6'4". He was the number one draft pick in the 2020 draft, and he was drafted by the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm a big Chicago Bulls fan. At one point, I was like, oh, I want the Bulls to draft him. Oh, I want the Bulls to draft him. And then I had to think, like, well, where would we put him? Levine is not a small forward, and where are you going to put him? We got Kobe White at the point. So I had to let that go and move on from it. And I'm happy where he was drafted. I'm not a big fan, or I'm not high on the Minnesota Timberwolves because they just seem to stay at that level of we're going to keep drafting at the top of the draft, and we're never going to get to that. We're never going to take it to that next level. And that's pretty much what's been going on for years. Okay. They had that little moment where they had Tibbs and Jimmy Butler. They blew that up because they just couldn't handle the Jimmy Butler. And why not handle the Jimmy Butler pressure of getting in the game and balling out? I mean, he took the Heat to the finals this past season, so that could have been you. That could have been you, Minnesota, but you know couldn't handle it. But nonetheless, it is what it is. So let's get right into Anthony Edwards. Do you guys think he has the potential to surpass LaMelo Ball and be the Rookie of the Year? Okay, I say he has the potential. I don't think he's going to do it, but he definitely has the potential to be a solid player in the NBA. And if he continues to work on his game and grow as a player, he's going to be solid for a while. He's young, so his ceiling is high as hell. And let's just jump right into the stats. Okay, so he is averaging 21 fantasy points a game. Melo is averaging 32 fantasy points. So Melo's producing more, but we're not going to talk about Melo right now. We're going to talk about Anthony Edwards and why I think he has the potential to be a solid player. And if he continues to play well this season, maybe he will win Rookie of the Year. You never know. Anything is possible in the NBA, and when they vote. I don't think it's going to happen, but hey, to be the second best rookie, or I'm not even going to say second best rookie, to be one of the top rookies in the NBA is a hard thing to do. Whether you're drafted number 1, number 10, or wherever you're drafted at, it's a lot of pressure, especially being drafted number 1. We've seen several fold and flop. Okay, so with Anthony Edwards, he's very explosive. He is the shooting guard for the Timberwolves. He is averaging 14 points a game. And he got about 5 rebounds. His shooting percentages need to improve. His 3-point field goal percentage only at 31. His shooting percentages are at 38, and his free throw percentage is really solid at 80. So he's only going to increase that. I think he's got it with that. He just really needs to work on his field goal percentage and the 3-point shot. You can't be a 2 guard in the league and just not shoot. It's not going to work long term for you. So he just really needs to continue to improve that. And he's averaging 1.5 turnovers a game. So we're going to just say one, maybe 2 turnovers a game, which isn't bad. The 21 fantasy points is solid. And if you are in a fantasy basketball dynasty league, he's a player that I would be targeting in a trade, or you should have drafted him. And with the expectations that he's going to come off your bench, if you're in a redraft, he's definitely a player that's coming off your bench. You didn't draft him to be your starting two guard. You drafted him to come off your bench and just play when somebody like McCollum is out because he's out hurt, or some days Bradley Beal didn't play, so you may have had Edwards and you threw him in that starting lineup. You're not expecting him to get Bradley Beal type numbers, but like I said, if you are in a fantasy sports league and you're in a head-to-head points, all points matter, okay? It's better than, his 21 is better than a big fat 0. So he's definitely a solid player to have coming off your bench in the fantasy world. Next season, I expect that to improve, and I expect his game to improve. He's only getting better. So is he going to surpass Melo this season? No, he's not going to surpass Melo this season, because I think Melo is getting more of that opportunity, and they're both playing a lot of minutes. Charlotte cannot put Melo back on the bench. That's just not possible. It's just not going to happen. And I think that Edwards should continue to see his minutes increase. That's only going to increase and build his confidence, and he's going to score more points. I could see him next season going from 14 to probably about 17, 18 points a game, and just improving his field goal percentage. Though the three-point percentage and field goal percentage, that has to improve in order for him to be successful and take it to that next level of 17, 18 points per game. He has the potential to do it. He's athletic and he's explosive as hell, and he will dunk on you. So if you see him coming, get out the way if you don't want to be on a poster in the NBA. Okay? So y'all let me know what y'all think. Do you guys feel like Anthony Edwards can surpass LaMelo Ball and take the Rookie of the Year this season? Or do you feel like, oh no, he's that guy. He is the guy. You have him ahead of LaMelo Ball. I have Melo 1, and then I have him 2. I have Wiseman 3rd. Those are my top 3. And with Wiseman, he's out. So right now, it's a Melo Ball and an Anthony Edwards type of world when it comes to my top 2 rookies and who is competing for Rookie of the Year. It's right now just those 2, and right now it's no one else. No one's going to surpass Melo, and no one's going to surpass Anthony Edwards. And we have to see what's going to happen with Wiseman if he's out. I know he's supposed to be out at least another week, so we really don't know. But for right now, Anthony Edwards, very talented, very good pick by Minnesota. Minnesota, very good pick. I have no issues with the pick. I just feel like he's on a team that, to me, will never end up competing at the highest level. So I don't even, they're not going to make the playoffs this year. We already know that. I don't see them making the playoffs next year. However, if he continues to develop, he may be that piece or that player, if he has that dog in him to say, look, this is my team and I'm taking them to the next level. And we're going to make the playoffs. We're going to sneak in the A. They have a long ways to go before they get there. But drafting a player like Anthony Edwards should put them on the right track to be a better team, a better franchise, because he has the talent. There's no question. Talent is there. Let's see how he improves. All right, y'all. So let me know what y'all think. Who y'all got? Melo, Anthony Edwards. Who y'all have ranked number 1? Okay? Let me know what y'all think. Throw me some comments. Let me know who is going to win Rookie of the Year, or who do you have right now as the top rookie? And with Anthony Edwards, do you think he has what it takes to surpass Melo for Rookie of the Year? And do you see him as potential Dwyane Wade type player? What is your comparison? Is he like Dwyane Wade? Do you feel he has what it takes to be a star in this league? Or do you see him as just another starter for a few years and then a bench role player? I think he has potential to be a star. And we're going to see what the Timberwolves do with him. Y'all let me know what y'all think. All right, y'all. Getting ready to roll up out of here, trying to keep warm out here in here in my home. But anyways, y'all hit that subscribe button and follow Waiver Wire Queen for more. Follow me on Facebook and IG at Dream Elite. Strive for excellence. That's excellence with an X, like the X. And then hit me up on Facebook at Waiver Wire Queen. Y'all be safe, stay warm, and enjoy your evening. Peace.